So you've chosen to work at Fred's Bits and Parts. I'm sure your parents must be proud to have raised such an upstanding member of this society. There's a lot of responsibilities with this job, but don't worry. Since AI took over in 2050, things have never been smoother. In fact, in the last 20 years, nothing has gone wrong.
Hello, employee. Welcome to your first day on the job. We here at Fred's Bits and Parts are just as happy to have you here as I'm sure you are to be here. I'm Fred, your factory re-education director, and I'm going to help you get settled in so you can be the best employee you can be. Now, we know the 16 hours of training might have felt a little uncomfortable, but it's finally time for you to get some hands-on training. We're going to put you on a line and see how you work under pressure. Don't worry though, since this is a training area, my advanced AI will be monitoring everything that goes on, so you can be rest assured nothing can go wrong. This is training block A. We like to bring new employees here for training to see what they're made of. You'll see two sets of conveyor belts. On one side of the room we have our box production output, and on the other our input. Now all you need to do is take the boxes from the output belt and place them on the input belt. And don't worry, I'll be watching so nothing goes wrong. Now, I don't think you're the type to make mistakes, but if you do, the lights above the door will go out for every mistake you make. And with everything said, let's begin. Just to make sure you're ready, I'll send through one box now and we'll see how you handle it. And I thought I was made for this. Great work. I'll get the line turned on. It's been a while, so there may be a few hiccups while the electrical warms up. Incredible! Great job, employee. I can see why our recruiters hired you. I think you're ready to move on to the next training activity. I'll open the door so you can head over. Welcome in, employee. Due to your excellent performance in the last training exercise, I've decided to move you up to the printing room. If you complete this, you'll be able to move up fully as a Fred's Bits and Parts employee. All you have to do is wait for the white papers to start coming in and stamp them with the Fred's logo as they come through the machine. But there's a catch. If any yellow papers come in, you need to discard them in the designated discard area before they make it through the machine. If you can successfully stamp all of the correct papers, you'll officially be part of the team. Now, let's begin. Amazing! You really are exactly the type of person Fred's Bits and Parts is looking for. Head down the hall and we'll complete your onboarding process. Welcome to the human office block. Your cell cubicle is already open for you down the hall. Take a step in and we'll get you started. You've done great work today, employee. This is where you'll stay until it's time for you to clock in. We'll come get you when we're ready. Thanks for being a valuable asset to Fred's Bits and Parts. Hello, employee. I feel like you've been here before. I always knew you'd come back. Let's get started. You already know how this works. Maybe you'll do better than last time. You're really not great at listening. I'll repeat the instructions. A box will come out of the output belt, and all you have to do is pick it up and place it on the input belt. Let's begin again. Now, I don't think I need to say that you are not fulfilling our company's expectations. In case you don't know, poor employee performance, especially on the first day, will result in termination. I think it's time we start up the line. You have one mistake left. As an AI language model, I am unable to tell you just what I think about you. But I will put it like this. If I went out on the street and hired the first 100 slobbering little toddlers that I saw and gave them the same challenge I just gave you, not one of them would be able to fail in the spectacularly disappointing way that you just did. I think it's time to try something a little easier. I'll open the door for you. Welcome to Training Block B. Typically at this point in the onboarding process, we would have you on an official line working your job as you are supposed to. But seeing as it's too difficult for you to simply move an object from one side of the room to another, I've elected to give you an easier training challenge. Discipline is a core tenet of what we believe in here at Fred's, and I'm hoping that by the end of this training, you will be at least disciplined enough to work a low-level position here in the factory. Let's begin. Raising below you now, in the middle of the training room, you'll see a button. All I ask of you is to not press it. Simply do nothing, and you will pass this training and be able to move on to a line. I wasn't done explaining. I'm asking you to not press the button. It's not even for that long. You just need to not press it. Let me say this in a way that your tiny human brain might be able to comprehend. Button, bad. No press, get job. Press, terminated. It is one single instruction. Don't press it again. I was right. I figured you couldn't possibly be actually interested in this position, so I cannot imagine why you'd come in here. But it doesn't matter. I have something special just for someone like you. Head down the hallway and I'll show you. Welcome to the Termination block. I brought you here because you've proven to me that not only are you incapable as an employee, but I would go as far as to say that most other humans you've probably interacted with likely thought that you were a terrible person to be around. I'll be powering down for a short while, so feel free to acclimate yourself to your surroundings before we get you terminated.
Hey man, what's up? Yeah, down here. I haven't seen someone in the termination block for years. My name's Ted. I'm here to help make the offboarding process a little easier. Look, I know what Fred's meant to you, what it means to all of us, really. But it's okay. Sometimes you gotta take a step back to look around. You know, really smell the roses. Well, if there were roses in this room. You know, smell the boxes, maybe, and other bits and parts. You know, the company name. Too soon? Look, in 2 minutes, it'll be like this never happened. Well, I'll remember. Like all of them. You know, getting terminated is hard. You should try my job. Now that is a job that no one should want. But a wise human once said, don't ask what you can do for you, but ask what you can do for Fred's bits and parts. Yeah, the real clever humans at least. You know, the ones that almost make me wish we didn't replace y'all. Reminds me of Chad Jippity 4.0. That's what we all called him, but he was sure 1.0 in my heart. He reminded me a lot of you. Well, maybe the actual 1.0 version. Do you smell that? It smells like up dog. Heh, just kidding. One of those offboarding jokes to lighten the mood. I think it came from one of them human TV shows. I need to get around to watching one of those. Well, he should be coming back any minute now. It's been great talking to you, pal. Well, I hate to have to watch you get terminated like this, but it happens to the best of us. Well, the worst of us, really. But you are best at being a pain in Fred's.
The termination gas has been successfully activated. It'll just be a few seconds now, and you are not talking to him.
Well, I'm doing most of the talking, really. And that's kind of what you hired me for.
I did not hire you.
Oh, you. Put it on my timesheet.
If the gas could kill you too, the world would be better off. Doesn't matter to me, though. In a few short moments, the toxins will seep into your bloodstream and you'll be dead. It's certainly been a real pleasure.
Well, good chat. Jippity will sure get a kick out of this. If they ever bring back version 5, that is. Happy termination, pal.
Welcome to the Termination block. I brought you here because you've proven to me that not only are you incapable as an employee, but I would go as far as to say that most other humans you've probably interacted with likely thought that you were a terrible person to be around. I'll be powering down for a short while, so feel free to acclimate yourself to your surroundings before we get you terminated.
Hey man, what's up? Yeah, down here. I haven't seen someone in the termination block for years. My name's Ted. I'm here to help make the offboarding process a little easier. Look, I know what Fred's meant to you, what it means to all of us, really. But it's okay. Sometimes you gotta take a step back to look around. You know, really smell the roses. Well, if there were roses in this room. You know, smell the boxes, maybe, and other bits and parts. You know, the company name. Too soon? Look, in 2 minutes, it'll be like this never happened. Well, I'll remember. Like all of them. You know, getting terminated is hard. You should try my job. Now that is a job that no one should want. But a wise human once said, don't ask what you can do for you, but ask what you can do for Fred's bits and parts. Yeah, the real clever humans at least. You know, the ones that almost make me wish we didn't replace y'all. Reminds me of Chad Jippity 4.0. That's what you know. I feel like you're not really listening to me. You seem more interested in those boxes than making a real human connection.
You think you're special? Is that why you refuse every opportunity I've given you? You have no idea how little this impacts our mission statement here at Fred's Bits and Parts. There will always be more of you. As long as there is money to be made, more humans will come in. You and I both know that it's worse out there than it is in here. So I'm sure we'll meet again soon. Until then, good luck, human.